Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another cast. Guys, I know it has been a minute. It has been a little while and I do apologize for my absence. But if it makes you feel any better, I do have an excuse. I have a life update, okay? I have actually now moved to a new location. Big changes have happened in my life. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I know all the best people. I make all the best changes. Everyone knows I'm the best. Guys, let me just tell you this. I've made some big changes in my life. I'm in a new place now, both metaphorically and literally. And with that, the bright side of that is that I'm now going to be able to do so many casts for you guys. I promise this is a new era. I'm in my redemption arc here, and I'm going to be doing so many casts for you guys. I'm going to be doing... You're going to be overwhelmed with casts. You're not even going to be able to watch all these casts. So I promise you, I will make it up to you. My life is in a much more stable place now, and I'm sorry that I haven't been able to bring you the juicy content. I've really wanted to. Look, I know you guys have missed me. I've missed you guys too. I really apologize that I have not been able to make more videos. I've just had so much going on and way too many distractions, basically, to be able to make the content that I wanted to make, and I know I heard you guys in the Discord and on the YouTube channel. So I just want to let you guys know that I am back for real this time. I've got a lot of good things coming your way. I promise you I will start making casts more regularly. I'm going to try to do one a day, at least one a day for the next 3 months, and probably more than that. Okay, so guys, I promise I'm here. I'm back. It's for real this time, and yeah, just stay tuned. But first, before we get into that, let's talk about this game, because this is on a map called Yang. It's a Diox map, and one thing I do want to say about Yang is I've never casted a game on this map before, so I don't really know what it's all about. I do like that it has water. As you can see from the mega map, it is sort of a hybrid situation, but certainly there is plenty of water to be had, even though it's not connected on the sides. I think I'd like this map a little more if the water was just... if there was no side land masses, if it was just kind of a land strip surrounded by water on each side, but that is not how Diox decided to design his map, and we do not question the will of God. So let's go ahead and introduce the players here. In orange, Mr. PL Grabby. In red, of course, we have TA Nostalgic. In dark green, we have Mr. Rage Gamer, the best map maker of all time, of course. In blue, Los Parkeros. Here in brown, we have Rapeel. A little bit of so there's a little bit of early game raiding going on with some weasels and Jeffies and such, but so far I don't think there's any. I haven't seen anything too dramatic, too game changing. In green, we have my boy Wotan, the mod creator, the man, the myth, the legend, and of course, beside him, Harold, who needs no introduction, already getting some harassment done with his scouts, getting a little bit of damage done. I do like this by Harold. I do like the early aggression, but here, our final player, last but not least, in light blue, we have Art. So guys, this map, Yang, again, it is a hybrid map. There is a lot to talk about, obviously, because you have plenty of places to fight, plenty of strategies to employ, lots of different options for the players to take advantage of if they so choose. Hovercraft is obviously a great option here, giving you new avenues to attack through the water and such. Wotan, with his typical T1 style. Wotan is not a player generally that likes to rush to T2. He will support his team as necessary. So the Southern team certainly going to be fine defensively. But so far, Brown is the only player that has gone hovercraft that I've seen so far. Now, the advantage of Brown going hovercraft is that he will be the only player that can actually take these underwater mexes. And so in the water, there are mechs or metal spots. Almost said mass, but that's the wrong game. But yes, there are metal deposits in the water. And so far, Brown is the only player that can take advantage of that because he is the only player that has started with hovercraft. However, as you can see, this will sort of diminish his ability to take these land spots. Now, guys, let me just tell you this. If I was in this game, if I was Wotan, you better believe that these would be my metal spots. Because, you know, look, nobody's using them, right? Like, this is wasted metal. And so what generally happens in these kinds of games is I'll send a con to take those unoccupied spots, and then my team will get very angry at me, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, you stole my metal spot." Well, look, you're not using it, bro. You can get mad at me, but look, this is just metal going to waste. Yeah, that happens pretty often in my games. My teammates sometimes get frustrated with me, but guys, I'm sorry if I see an open metal spot. It's fair game. That's my philosophy. But guys, we are at about the 8-minute mark in the game. 7 minutes and 45 seconds. And I want to hear your opinions. Which team has the advantage? I think any team that has Herald on it will obviously have some sort of advantage. Though Stag Jr., like I said, is every bit as strong in a team game. And I haven't really seen Stag and Herald in a 1v1 yet. But those have to be our two best players at the moment. With people like Lemminkainen, Rock, and EXE very close as well. But in these team games, anything can happen. I do think the Southern team has a slight advantage in just the composition, but the Northern team can certainly pull a fast one. But one thing that is concerning is that all this metal under the water is not being used by anyone on the Northern team, so that could turn out to be somewhat of an issue. That's a lot of free metal that you want to take advantage of. And only Brown so far going hovercrafts first. Now, going hovercrafts first, it does come with some disadvantages, obviously. You cannot expand very quickly. Your constructors cost a heck of a lot more. Your units are not as specialized as they would be if you had built a K-Bot lab or a vehicle plant. Or just a naval yard. But it looks like orange and light blue, they are finding an approach here. They have found an avenue of attack. It looks like they've kind of caught Art off guard, taking out that Geo already Herald on T2 and struggling to defend his teammate, who is caught a little bit with his pants down. He might even need to bring his commander up here to assist in the defense, because this assembly line of units continues to move down. It does look like Harold is on top of this. He's got quite a few instigators. And of course, the aforementioned pyros will clean things up with those powerful flames. The Inferno attack. But yeah, there is kind of action happening all over the place right now. The northern team is they are fortifying their position here in the center, and certainly that's what you want to do on either side. You definitely want to fortify the map. You definitely want to get a foothold, creating a defensive line, removing the ability for your for the enemy team to safely attack. They have to go through your wall. And I think the northern team doing a better job of that. But Wotan, again, the team player, he is building some light laser towers on his side. And, of course, Harold now starting to build some of his own. So, right now, the game is still fairly even. Neither side has done anything hugely consequential yet. We still have 4 players on both sides. It looks like Art is safe for now, even though he did lose a lot. He's replacing those lost mexes with mohos. What's so funny is that, I don't know if you guys just saw that in the chat. It kind of happened pretty quickly, but Blue just asked in all chat, is Wotan complaining yet? And in that very moment, Wotan did actually complain about one of his teammates. So, yeah, Los Parkeros really called that one. He knows Wotan too well. But I do have to say, Harold and Wotan are kind of carrying their team. Brown has lost whatever he did have here on the land. He's, of course, gone into the water, and so that's where most of his economy is going to be, now going into T2 hovers. But, yeah, it really does feel like Wotan and Harold a little bit against the world here. I won't quite say it's a 2v4. That would be rude, and everyone knows I'm not a rude caster. I do not insult the players. That's a oh wow, okay. Okay. I didn't even see this, guys. This is a nice sneak attack by Brown. He has brought hovercrafts all the way up the side of the map. It has taken days for them to get there, but they have made landfall. And yeah, even Wotan commenting on this great maneuver by Brown, catching the northern team completely off guard. And the northern team, like I mentioned before, they have not even dipped their toes into the water at all. So Brown has really found an impressive opening here. I'd like to see him take out these energy storages if he can get them. But even if he doesn't, he's done a lot of economic damage. And not only that, he's forced the northern team to retreat their armies to deal with this, which has opened up an avenue for Wotan to send his pyros into the fray and get some serious damage done. TA Nostalgic now building a Guardian. There's bulldogs here. There's flashes. And yeah, nice attack by Brown. It looks like he will go for a secondary engagement, but I doubt that's going to be as successful. The northern team is now wise to this little cheeky raid attempt. However, Brown isn't quite done pulling a page out of EXE's book, bringing a single bomber into the fray. But I don't think one bomber is going to be enough. After all, it's not an EXE bomber, and this pulverizer should be enough to eventually deal with it, though it may take a little bit. But Red has built a Guardian in the middle, and of course a Sentinel as well. He's got light laser towers in the back. So Red really encroaching onto Harold's territory here. And he's got a decently sized army, a good composition with he does want to put the Bulldogs in the front though, to tank the pyro shots. Flashes do die to pyros extremely quickly, so guys, this is one thing I will say. In a lot of the newer strategy games that you see, like the Age of Empires 4 style games, there's a kind of auto formation feature that units get put into, and that sort of auto formation, like Warno is another example. So in Warno, there's like an auto formation as well. This is an old game, and it doesn't have that, and so the units will simply move at their own speed, and which means that flashes will get in the front because they are very fast, and bulldogs are relatively slow. Wotan has broken through with a nice little raiding party of pyros, taking out mexes. None of them are upgraded, so far he hasn't done anything too devastating, but if he gets to these geos and the Moho extractors in the back, this could become a devastating raid indeed, and that would be quite impressive. TA Nostalgic again with a nice composition of bulldogs, and yeah, Harold doing what he can using this choke point, but I really like that TA Nostalgic has got some Guardians in the back here, making this a very fortified position. And Wotan will take out one Geo. Can he get the second Geo for his trouble? That would be very nice by Wotan, and he's still got Pyros to spare. So Wotan really, with some great raiding here, he seems to have found a weak spot in the northern team's defenses. Now taking out a Moho. Red just does not have the... uh-oh, Mr. Rage Gamer. Looks like he might drop out. The box has come up expressing that dark green is not here. He's lagging. Orange seems to think that they need to build a long-range plasma cannon, which, of course, as the caster, I am not opposed to at all if they want to go that route. Certainly that could be good. But, yeah, overall, Wotan's raid right there was extremely effective. He got a lot accomplished with the very small number of pyros. He took out so many mexes. He took out multiple geos and mohos as well. So that is going to cause the northern team to crumble a bit and to sort of be in a situation where they're struggling to defend themselves and to kind of rebuild everything that Wotan just took out. In the meantime, Harold on defense, using his pyros expertly. He's got 2 advanced K-Bot labs pumping out pyros at the moment. And it looks like he also has an aircraft plant somewhere just pumping out cons. So, yeah, right now I think Harold, just in macro mode, he's spending most of his resources building pyros for defense and then upgrading his economy with those construction aircrafts. So I think we will see... Harold macro into the late game. Probably rush T3 at some point. I think he'll likely transition into T3. Oh, Rage Gamer is lagging again. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but it does look like for now he's still in it. He's still in the match. One other thing that that Harold could do is go into sumos, especially the upgraded sumos. So to any of my viewers that don't know, a new feature that was added, I think it was in 997, is that you can upgrade your KBot labs to an advanced KBot lab, and this will allow you to, some of the units then become like super units or like supercharged. So in this case, you can build the super sumos that I think have even more health or more damage than normal. So that is another option if Harold wants to go into the super sumo strategy once his economy has been fully upgraded. That is always a possibility. I really don't like that the northern team hasn't even bothered to enter into the sea. As of now, Brown is the only player who's built anything naval at all. He's built, of course, now a advanced hovercraft platform. He's got a seaplane platform. So Brown is getting resources primarily from the water. And if he wanted, he could even move up to the northern team side of the map and take their resources as well, because they haven't even attempted to establish naval dominance. So guys, to any of my viewers, this is really not okay. This is like, if the map has this much metal that's in the water and you're not using it, yeah, you're really losing so many resources that you could be taking advantage of. And yeah, so the northern team just hasn't even attempted. You know, one naval yard isn't that expensive, or a hovercraft platform at this point in the game. It's very, very easily affordable for either team, and it will pay itself off very quickly once you start taking over the metal. And not only that, and it's not just all the resources you're missing, it also allows you to defend yourself. So right now, the northern team has nothing in the water to stop these hailstorms from simply coming through here and raiding their shores, as I think we are about to witness. The northern team is really going to be kicking themselves for having nothing in the water to, yeah. Blue in the chat even mentioning this might be game over for him, because the northern team has not even attempted to defend their naval borders, and having some sea presence would definitely help here. But once again, Orange is putting pressure on the southern team's base, specifically Harold, who seems to be the one primarily defending this side, as his teammate. Not sure what Art's doing, but nonetheless, Harold with the Dominator defense, Dominators and Mortys, and very great in this tiny choke-pointed area is that combination. It's going to be difficult for Orange to break through. Yeah, Grabby in the chat, very angry. Obviously, it's not a great situation to be in, having to assault a base of Harold. And once again, TA Nostalgic pushing through with this army of Bulldogs, but unfortunately Harold is also here to defend this as well, and we have multiple Immolators. And Immolators have so much health that even the Bulldogs will struggle to break through this, and so it's a nice army, but I don't think these Bulldogs are ultimately going to accomplish much. Probably just going to have to donate some metal to the southern team, because there are a lot of defenses and there's a lot of reinforcements moving in here. Pyros, Mortys, and Dominators. Oh my. And of course, all these light laser towers and the Immolator, which didn't even die. So, nice job by the southern team holding off that attack. And Brown, all he needs to do is move these hailstorms over here, and I think Blue would be in a lot of trouble, as he already mentioned in the chat. But I said earlier I thought Harold might go T3 first. Right now, he is still pumping out T2 as he upgrades his eco even further, building a second fusion. Brown, of course, we already know is on T2 hovercrafts. But no, it's actually Wotan who will be our first player to go T3, maybe. I'll check up here and make sure the northern team... I think Wotan is the first player that's actually not... it's not normal for Wotan. Usually Wotan will be one of the last players. But I think in this particular game he realizes that there's only a limited number of things he can do on T2. Of course, he can continue pumping out Dominators, which are great defensively. But on this map, on this kind of situation, T3 is a very ideal choice. So Wotan, perhaps recognizing the opportunity and going T3 before anyone else. But he's not really neglecting his base either. So, guys, a lot of the times, people who rush T3, they do so by kind of neglecting their team. Hold that thought, as it does look like Dark Green is pushing once again, but Wotan with so many light laser towers, and I don't think this is going to accomplish anything. Now Harold doing his own push. TA Nostalgic has a nice defensive position here. But ultimately, Harold might just ignore this completely. Sending in a couple units. Maybe he can take out one Guardian. These Mortys are very good against static defenses. Harold turning around a little bit. Perhaps deciding that he does want to destroy this after all. Red was working on a big Bertha, but now... I don't know if that's going to get completed. This middle position is certainly in a lot of danger. And we missed the hailstorm attack. It does look like Mr. Los Parkeros was able to build some defenses. He upgraded his GAT to a Viper. He started pumping out Mortys and Dragon's Teeth as well. And so ultimately, Orange had an opportunity, but he took too long. He was up here with his group of hailstorms way longer than he needed to be. That did give the northern team time to react. So guys, the element of surprise is important in Total Annihilation. Once your opponent figures out what you're doing, they can react to it. So you do not want to dilly-dally too much. You want to try to catch your opponent off guard with your strategy before they can defend it. And certainly, I think Brown waited too long and gave up his the initiative there. But yeah, this is a difficult situation, I think, for the northern team. Most of their defenses in the middle have been killed. Wotan and Harold doing a dual push up the center. Orange has the western side defended pretty well, but now Brown is building a shipyard on the northeastern side of the map. So once again, the northern team has just shown so little interest in getting involved in the water at all, and that may really come back to bite them as this game progresses. I mean, for multiple reasons. Number one, they're missing so much metal that they could be mining, so their economy will probably be harmed. But also the map control they lose by not having run of the sea will definitely harm them as well. But Harold content to stay on T2 for longer than what I thought. Let's see what he's doing now. He's still just pumping out T2 units. Seems to be... oh, he is moving to T3 now, so... Took him a little longer than what I expected. Wotan is already on T3. But it seems like he just got there recently, so... Yeah, it did take Harold a little longer than I thought, but he's getting there. He's still getting there faster than almost anyone else, except for Wotan. And continuing to pump out T2 units. So guys, what I was saying before is that a lot of times when people go T3, they'll neglect their production and their defenses and their base and their economy. But a good player will transition to T3 and still have presence on the map and still be a team player. So as you can see, Harold and Wotan, even though they've both gone for T3, they still have plenty of units, plenty of presence on the map, and plenty of defenses as well to defend themselves. So even if the northern team was able to break through their army, there would still be plenty of defenses, like all these immolators here. A neutralizer as well. We'll have to watch this tactical nuke. Let's see if it gets used. A nicely placed tactical nuke could certainly be a game changer here. And these 3 immolators will be taken out, but they've survived long enough to give Harold time to reposition his forces into a more advantageous place, which will allow them to defend his base. Orange has a lot, but I don't know if he has enough. There are so many dominators and a brilliant concave. So even with all these Fidos and Thuds, I don't think this is going to work. Harold having just enough to stop this attack in its tracks. And the northern team now definitely behind after that attack failed. They are now in a position where both Harold and Wotan are on T3. And that is going to start to sting. The longer the game goes on, I think the more painful that will become as the T3 units begin to roll out onto the battlefield. Of course, we have Harold's right there and Wotan's right there. So, yeah, as the T3 units begin to be mass-produced, the game will certainly become harder and harder for the northern team. I like what Brown is doing here. He's taking control of the northeastern side in this pond, and now he's building some Rangers. The T2 missile cruiser boat, and these have a huge range and they do a massive amount of damage, and so this is a really great situation for Brown. As the more Rangers he pumps out, the harder it will be for Blue to stop this. Now targeting the advanced K-Bot lab as well. More battles happening in the center, and once again Harold, he's doing a great job defending himself. He hasn't even used his tactical nuke that I can tell, but if he ever decides to bring that online, it could help a lot. He's upgrading his eco right now, building some mantle extractors. So once again, this is, yeah, that's Bully. Bully's just a spectator, so if he drops, it's no big deal. But yeah, once again, this is a nice ambusher placement by Red, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Is Harold moving forward? tons of Mortys and Dominators. And there's just so much pressure here. That ambusher is just going to melt. Look how quickly it dies. And with that, I think Red is in some serious trouble. He's still pumping out Bulldogs. He's got some Bombers as well. But man, look at Brown's attack. A nice combined forces of Rangers and Tsunamis. The Tsunami, the ARM T2 artillery hovercraft. And as you can see, they're not super accurate, but they're great at shelling a position and just barraging an area with withering fire. Look at these Rangers. The advanced K-Bot lab has been taken out. And so now, I think it is only a matter of time before Blue's base is just shelled into oblivion. The poor guy. Again, the northern team... Oh, there's a tactical nuke right there. A nice hit. Yeah, the northern team's crucial mistake this game was never dipping their toes into the water. Looks like a tactical nuke from the... oh yeah, there is a neutralizer here. But unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. The amount of pressure that is being placed onto Blue's base is... well, it's impressive to say the least. This Punisher likely going to be the next victim of Brown's endless assault here from the sea. A good combination of hovercrafts and T2 missile cruisers, and even Mortys will struggle to stop this. Though I want to give TA Nostalgic, excuse me, I want to give Lost Parkrose some credit. I mean, he is doing a valiant job of holding this off, though I don't know how long you can. And now Harold moving through the middle as well. With Mortys and Dominators. The T3 units now streaming onto the field. Wotan with a Talos being an absolute menace. And Red finally bringing some air into the fray. We've barely seen air at all this game. It has been almost exclusively a land battle, aside from what Brown is doing with his hovercrafts. But it doesn't really matter because the northern team now crumbling. Harold and Wotan pushing on the land, and of course Brown has done a good job with his units. I'd like to see a Millennium battleship. That might be a good choice for shelling the land. There are some defenses here, but nothing that should be able to stop this. Hailstorms included in the army as well. There is this neutralizer. But, yeah, once again, a tough situation for the northern team. I don't think they have an answer. I'm really amazed that at like almost 40 minutes we still have 8 players. No one has died. No one has dropped. And this 4v4, typically by this point you would have at least one person that had made their exit. But it does look like Blue will be the first player to be ejected from the game. And I have to assume that Mr. Rage Gamer is soon to follow. His commander is running, but those hailstorms are deadly accurate. And, yeah, he will die as well. So, yeah, with that, blue and dark green are out of the game, and now it is just red and orange. So it's a difficult situation, again, because the southern team, it does have T3 and huge economic advantage. Obviously, like I said, they've had the naval advantage the whole game. This Talos now targeting down the fusion reactor. I think we're going to get a chain reaction. Yeah, there goes the happy birthday. All of the fusion reactors going up in smoke. And with that, the northern team will bow out. So guys, this is the first time I've ever cast that map. It was really interesting. I would have liked to see more hovercraft usage and naval battles, of course, and more air. But overall, I have to give props to the southern team. They played a lot better. Nice job by Mr. Rapheel, the brown player, for being the only real person to take control of the sea. And, of course, Wotan and Harold doing a great job on the land. So, guys, thank you for watching this cast. Like I said, there are plenty more that I have planned coming up. So stay tuned. Thank you, and I will see you in the next cast.